He's in my heart, and he is deep in Apple's DNA. His spirit will always be the foundation of the company. I literally think about him every day. His office is still left as it was.
On the fourth floor?
On the fourth floor. His name is still on the door. He stood for innovation. He stood for the simple, not the complex. He knew that Apple should only enter areas where we can control the primary technology. All of these things are still deep in our company. There's still things that we very much believe. The strive for perfection, for being the best, for only doing the best products, for staying focused. He was always looking well beyond the
and looking at things
norm.
with beginner's eyes.
Yes, he had a gift for that. He clearly had a gift for that. And he took that gift and embedded it in the company. It wasn't a gift that he kept to himself. And so I loved many things about him. He was a dear friend, but he was also a great mentor. He was a great teacher. This is something that's never written about him. But what he left in not just me, but many of us, is what he taught us. He was one of the best mentors in the world. So it took me a little by surprise for that. I mean, he had talked to me about being CEO before, and so I always knew it was his long-term thinking.
That you would become the CEO.
That I'd become the CEO.
But not then.
But not that specific moment. And so he and I had a discussion back and forth about, because I was testing him on this. I said, well, you know, what kind of things do you want to do as chairman versus me do? And it was just sort of having a good banter with him. And I go, well, it's like, I said, for example, ads, do you want me to just do the ones that I think are right? Or do you want to be involved in it? And he said, well, I hope you'll ask my opinion on some things. But I thought, Charlie, on that day, that he would be chairman for a long time, that I'd be CEO for a long time, and that we would continue to work together. And he knew when he chose me that I wasn't like him, that I'm not a carbon copy of him. And so he obviously thought through that deeply about who he wanted to lead Apple. And so that I have always felt the responsibility of. And I've wanted desperately to continue his legacy. And the Apple I deeply love. And so from the onset, I wanted to pour every ounce that I had in myself into the company. And but in terms of being everything he was, I've never had that objective. I've never had the objective of being like him, because I knew the only person I can be is the person I am. Right? And I'm not an actor. I'd be terrible in Hollywood. And so that's what I've done. I've tried to be the best Tim Cook I can be.